Williams. Are you ready to spend some time with Charnel and her special guest? Join our live conversation every Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, here's your host, Charnel Williams.
Okay, hello. How y'all doing? Welcome to another day, evening of Charnel Williams. I'm your host, Charnel Williams. I have a special guest with me today. We will be discussing several important topics. Please like, share, and leave a comment during the live. We would love hearing from you. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Let's Talk to Podcast. Now, are y'all ready? I know y'all ready. So let's introduce my only guest, Shawniece Hall. Shawniece, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello. My name is Shawniece Hall. I'm from Providence, Rhode Island, born and raised. Mom, CNA, and author, which is one of the main reasons why I'm here today.
So,
Go
ahead. Go ahead. I thought you was finished.
No, I was.
Oh, okay. So you're a mom and an author. Let's talk about author because, I'm an author and a publisher. So I want to know a little bit about how did you get started in writing?
Well, how I got started in writing stems from my past. I grew up dealing with a lot of homelessness. So books was like a way for me to escape because when I read, I feel like I get to escape my reality for a few hours as long as that book is open. And the idea that I can read someone else's work and it can allow me to escape and it can create a whole entire world for me. Like I, at a young age, decided that that's what I wanted to do for people. I wanted to be able to give the same thing. So that's where my love for writing started.
Oh, okay. So, you started writing. Your next thing is publishing. What made you publish and how many books do you have out?
So the first go around, my first book, Flames, I personally did not publish that. I went through a publisher and took the time to learn the process while it was happening in front of me. I wanted to be involved in everything because I'm the type of person where I always think like, you can give someone fish, but if I teach you, that's abundance. You know what I mean? So I feel like if I can learn, that's abundance, So this second time around with my second book I'm about to drop in March, I am going to be publishing that myself. Well, I did publish it myself, but
Oh, okay.
This time around, I'm doing it myself. Thank you.
Congratulations. So now, since the first time you used a publisher, the second time you using yourself, you did it yourself. What's the difference?
The difference is doing it all on your own. And you being the one that like you got to look to you and when stuff got to get done, like it's getting done because you getting it done, so the difference there is like it is you. This train don't move if you not moving it.
Right. So a publisher, because I'm a publisher too, so a publisher do majority of the work. They do the editing, some publishing, they do the editing, they do the format. So now that you're doing it, the book cover, they do a lot.
ISBN number, all that.
Yeah, they do a lot. But you doing your own work, do you find that harder or much easier than depending on a publisher?
I'm gonna say both because I feel like number one, it could be easy because like you're the one doing it, where all the pieces are moving. You don't have to worry about. So for example, like the first time around, you don't got to worry about if everyone who says they're doing their job is actually doing it and that what you're paying for is the exact work that you're getting back. Because when you pay people, you have to trust that they are doing exactly what you pay for. And when you're new to this, right, someone could tell you that they're doing something and because you don't have that knowledge yet, you don't know if they're really doing it right or not until you know the knowledge. Then you're like, yo, they was playing me. Like, so it's like, that part kind of makes it better because it's like when you're doing it, you know what's getting done. But it is kind of hard, especially like for me when it came to the editing. Like I love the writing process, but editing, baby, we not friends. We're not friends. That's not my best part. Like I procrastinate a little bit on it, a little bit lazy when it comes to it, but because it's not really my thing,
Right. So you did your own editing? You didn't hire somebody to edit for you?
This time around, I did not, because the first time I did it, as I said, my first time around, brand new, learning the ropes. I paid a hefty change for my editing, because editing is a lot, especially when you have a lot of words, you know. The fee for the editing is based off your word count, you know. So my fee was pretty high. And then, you know, now we got ChatGPT where you could check things. Even if you ain't smart enough no more, baby, you got a personal assistant you better be using. So, you know, I ran, this is well after my book was published and all that other stuff. I ran my baby through checking the work, and it's like, well, for what you paid, ma'am, no, red flags. So for me, I just felt like second time around, I don't want to pay someone that amount of money to do what I could do myself.
But let me say one thing. I'm gonna go back because you said the last go around when you went through a publishing, then they edit. Wasn't that all included in the pay to edit?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. All right.
That was all included in what I paid for.
Process. Yes. Yes. Oh, okay. But I think to me, it's hard, and I'm just speaking on me. It's hard to edit your own work. You understand what I'm saying? Yep. I feel as though as a writer, as a publisher, as an author, it's hard because you're not going to have two eyes. You're not going to have two sets of eyes. You're just going to have your eye. You understand what I'm saying? As an editor, like I love my editor. What's up, Tish? I love my editor. As an editor, y'all communicate. You communicate with your editor, and that's how it's good. Everything turns out good because y'all communicating together. So when you I'm not saying I gotta read your book, you understand what I'm saying? But I had a lady that did her editing, and I just wasn't feeling it. You understand what I'm saying?
I was like, the long pause said enough. The long, you didn't have to go on after that. The long pause
I was trying to make it sound nice. I wasn't feeling it. And then when I told her about it, because sometimes you got to be honest to people.
You have to be honest,
even though sometimes it hurt. You have to be honest to people. But when I told her about, like, she purchased my book. I didn't do her book. She purchased my book. I purchased her book. You know, so when I started reading like the first page, the second, I was like, what the hell? Excuse me for cussing. But I was like, so I seen all of these red flags. So we wasn't even friends. We was Facebook friends, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I felt as though as an author, as a publisher, she need my help.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But she already had her book out there on Amazon. Her book was already out there. So I talked to her and I told her, I said, you need an editor. I said, I'm not trying to sound harsh, but you need an editor. People going to be refunding their money back.
Oh, gosh.
So she was like, I can't afford it. Like she said, she couldn't afford somebody to help her out. She got her book cover on, where'd she get her book cover on? I think it was on Canvas. She got a book cover on Canvas. Yeah, Canva, excuse me. She got a book cover on Canva, and she just did everything herself. So it was so, now everybody, ain't no perfect book out there. No perfect book. Ain't nobody have a perfect book. Everybody gonna have something. You understand? Wrong with their book.
The beauty of your book is in your eye. Do you get what I'm saying when I say that?
Yes,
the beauty of your book is
in your eye. You understand what I'm saying? Because other people looking and reading your book will have a different perspective of your book if it's not edited. So when I tried to tell her to edit her books, and I understand she don't have no money. I understand that. I don't have no money to pay no editor. You know how much editors cost? So I understood that. But I told her I can revise your book. And my editor can do your book for you. You know, you don't have the money half price. I charge because I got to get something because I got to pay my editor. You understand what I'm saying? Right. I said half price. You know, and she was like, I don't got no money. Wait till taxes. Won't you do it now? And then I'll pay you with taxes. But remember, I just told you we was Facebook friends. I never seen her a day in my life. And she told me, do it now, and I'll pay you when I get my taxes. So I was like, no, we might as well wait till you get your taxes. You
Right,
understand
because
what I'm
I say
saying?
no in business
Yes, that
101.
yes. So I told her, I was like, you have to get your book. You're gonna have a lot of refunds. So she was like, no, I'm a teacher. She was a teacher. She might still be a teacher. I don't know. We don't talk no more. She was a teacher. And she was like, no, I do this every day. I go over the school paper, you know, the kids' paperwork, the homework, and all that stuff. So I was like, I just had to pray for her. I just had to pray for her because she's not looking at the outside. She was so rushed to get her book out. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I get
You
that.
got to give people a good read. That
Mm-hmm.
first, that first impression of your book, they're
Everything.
gonna be like, and you get part 2 out, they're gonna be like, what the hell? I ain't reading our book no more. The first one was all messed up. And then they go back to try to see that she revised it, because some people do go back and fix it, take it off. You understand what I'm saying? She wasn't playing. She ain't never go revise it or nothing. So I couldn't help her. You understand what I'm saying? I couldn't help her. But I'm saying this to say this. I don't know what's your background in editing. You need to let me read your manuscript. I don't know what the background and your background in editing, but editing is so important for real.
No, it is. It is. It is the one of the most important things.
Because something might sound right to you. That don't mean it's gonna sound right to the world.
To
And we're
everybody
not here to
else.
please the world. We're not here to please the world. You understand what I'm
No,
saying?
but at the same
Make it
time,
make sense.
your customers are very important, because without your customers, you don't have anything. So you might not be here to please everyone, right? But you have a set group of customers that you're here to please them, so they keep buying your work. It's like being a music artist, right? You got to keep putting out stuff that your fans love, or they gonna not listen to you and not buy your album. Then you become irrelevant. The only thing that makes you relevant is the fans wanting you, your customers wanting you. So, I mean,
that's
you got to
so
keep
true.
some people wanting you.
yeah, and it's so important because a lot of people write to express themselves, or they write about what they're going through in life. They write. A lot of people write, and I just be telling people, just don't write just to write. You understand what I'm saying? Just don't write just to write. Pick a topic. I talked to my friend. She wanna write a book. You understand what I'm saying? But she don't know. She don't know what she want to write about. But she want to write a book.
She's not ready yet.
Yeah, she's not ready. I was like, well, what you want to write about? The life story? I don't understand. You got to know what you want to write about. You understand what I'm saying? You got to do your outline. What's your outline? You understand what I'm saying?
Heavy on the outlines.
Right.
They will get you. They will carry you through a whole book. No problem. I promise you that. Outlines will carry you through a whole book without ever stopping or getting writer's block.
Right. But it's just that, I'm glad that I met a lot of writer friends over, my time is writing as a writer, authors, good advice. Some people don't give you that good advice. You can't take everybody's advice, because everybody is not there for you. They there to harm you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
But so far it's been good advice, and it's just that writing a book, it just sometimes it can just take your mind somewhere else. You understand what I'm saying? Like it could be therapy. It could be therapy. It could.
It is therapy, depending on what you're writing. Like the second book I'm about to come up with in March, Unbreakable. This book is different than my first book, Flames. My first book, Flames, is pure fiction. Although you cannot tell, because none of my readers believe it's fiction. They all think it's real, no matter how much I tell them it's fiction. But my second book is different. It's real life. It's poetry. It's short story forms. It's human, so very, very different. But
So that's good. So how long? Let's talk about your first book.
Flames.
How long was the process? Because you said you went through a publisher. How long was that process for you?
Probably about a year, if that, because when I got to him, I was already ready to write, and it didn't take me long to write the book because the book was just like in me. Like before I started writing it, it had already played in my head from front to back. Because for me, that's how books are for me. When I read, it's like a movie playing in my head. So it's not like I'm reading. It's like as I'm reading the words, a movie is happening in my head. So for me, Flames wasn't hard to write because I had already seen it front to back in my mind. I just had to get it out my mind onto the paper. So.
Oh, okay. And let's talk about your characters. Is it easy for you to get characters, or where do you get your? I get my characters off of TV shows. So names, I'm talking about names. So where do you get your characters? How you come up with your character names?
So number one, when it comes to names, many different avenues. Number one, if I have a book where I will write down names I like. So if there's names I hear that I like, I will write them down. You know, sometimes I look up names. You know how you can go on those websites and look up like boy name and girl's name. So if I don't have a name in mind and I went through my names and none of them jumped out that fit the character, I will then go to like those little name websites and start playing around with names that like fit my character or fit the image that I have in my head of my character.
Oh, okay.
So that's usually how I come up with names. And I also like to develop personality because I feel like that gives your character depth. Like personality allows you to understand how your character might handle a situation and why they might handle that situation, why they're acting the way, like, you know, because they're character traits. So I like to come up with that too. Not only names, but character traits, what the character looks like. Like they need a whole real persona.
Right, right. Now, do you get close to your characters? A lot of authors get close to their characters.
I can't say that I've gotten close to my characters, but the one thing that I can say is that I learned that characters do take your book over. Like you be thinking that you're writing the story and next thing you know, your main character is like, well, I know you said that was going to happen, but this is me and this is how I want it to happen. So that's what we're going to do instead.
Now let's talk about writer's block. Have you ever had?
To be honest, I cannot talk on that yet because I have not experienced it yet.
Oh, okay.
I have not. And usually if I feel like, so for example, when I wrote Flames, there were moments where I'm like, these two pieces need to connect, but I don't know how to jump from here to get us to here. So usually what I'll do is I'll step away. I'll go do some mom stuff. I'll go do everyday life stuff. And in the midst of me doing something, right, something will happen. I'm like, wow, that's how we're going to do it. Hold on. Let me go right because this is how we're going to connect the two. So I don't try and force it. I do my best to let it come as natural as possible. If you cannot connect something, walk away, do other things, because in the midst of you doing other things, something is going to pop out to you and be like, you can use this in the story. This is the bridge that's going to connect everything together.
Well, to let you know, that sound like writer's blocks to me. Because sometimes you gotta step away because you gotta think, you gotta free your mind. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, so maybe if you say it like that, like if there's a moment where you feel like I don't know how to get from here to here, I guess what I'm trying to say is there's never been a moment where, you know how sometimes people get writer's block and they just can't come back to the story. Like it's been a few weeks, it's never been like that for me. I would say give me like a few hours or so and I'll be back with the answer on how we're going to get it done.
But it depends. Some people take a few weeks, some people take a day, some people take, you know, it's to each his own. Right. So you did go through writer's block. I'm claiming that for you. You did go through writer's block.
I'll let you have it. Because I know that's a little bit reasonable.
So your next book, you're doing it yourself. Did you start it yet? Did you start writing it?
It's already done. I have my first proof author copy.
Oh, okay now. So and how long it took you to write your second, this book that's coming out now, how long it took you to write?
That one probably took me about a year.
Wow.
It took me about a year, especially because writing this, it wasn't the same as writing Flames. My poems was coming to me at different times and I was like plugging stuff in. And while I'm plugging the poems and stories in as they're coming, I'm starting to realize that the stories are matching up with the poems. And I'm like, I didn't even intentionally do that, but it's like, you'll have like a story and then like 3 poems that go with the story, even though I didn't realize I was setting it up that way. So then once I had everything written, I had to then rearrange it because I'm like, you know, you got stories going with poems. We got to get this flow going because there's this flow that happened without me even knowing it was happening. But it didn't take me too long. Once I felt like I got out what I needed to for this book, I put the pen down. Well, I closed the laptop.
So you do poetry too?
I do. I do. Now don't
Oh,
quote me
okay.
because when I wrote Flames, I would have told you I wasn't a poet. But
Oh, okay.
the first publisher I worked with, right after I wrote Flames, he was like, no, I can tell just by this book, I could tell all that you could do. There's this poetry event I want you to come to. I'm like, I don't do poetry. Like, I don't write He was like, you don't write poetry? I get off the phone with him, and then a poem just starts flowing right out of me.
Wow.
And then I send it to him, and he's like, so don't ever tell me you can't write a poem again. So
Wow. Wow. So you're a poet. So you write poet. You so this book you were saying earlier it's gonna be like a combination of a lot of things, poetry, like
it's
different
like
things.
short story and poetry.
Mhm.
That's pretty much it. Like you'll get poetry, and then from that poetry, there'll be like this story that forms, and you can tell that the story is relative to the poems you just experienced. So you kind of
Oh.
get these poems that give you like a little glimpse, but then you get this story that gives you a bigger glimpse, and you're like, okay.
So what made you come up and mix both of them together? Poetry and like the short stories. What made you mix them together?
I'm going to be honest with you, as I was just saying earlier, it literally was not intentional. That's how it ended up coming out for me. At first I just had this idea of poetry. But then
Oh,
like I
okay.
said, as I was writing the poems, the stories of my life that went with these poems just came. So
Oh,
like I said,
okay.
it wasn't intentional. It's literally just how it flowed out of me.
Oh, okay. So we have a comment, and I want you to answer this comment. I'm trying to see. I gotta put my glasses on because I'm about blind. I can't see for nothing. So I gotta put my glasses on to see the comment. You can't see the comment on your end, right? Could you see the comment?
I can't because it's smaller on my screen.
Oh, so you need the glasses too, and you just laughing at me.
Only because like on my screen it looks like this. If it was bigger, I'd be able to
Yeah.
see it.
Okay, let me see. Someone wrote a comment, and I want to thank everybody for joining in. Thank you for joining in. Naisha, Ellis, Ginger. Okay, Naisha asked a question. Hi, Naisha. If I hope I said your name right. It said, how did she organize her day to write? It's two questions. How did you organize your day to write, and how much time does she set aside daily to write? That's from
So
Naisha.
number one, definitely cut out time every day to write, because if you don't, you won't get anything done. So for me, 2 hours. If you could do more than that and your creativity is like, I don't want to stop, then don't stop. Keep going, especially if you have the time. But 2 hours out the day and figure out. And for me, that was 2 hours for me. Figure out what that time looks like for you. It might be 30 minutes in a day, an hour in a day. Like it might be in between picking the kids up. I don't know what that looks like for your schedule, but put some time in there, especially if you're dedicating yourself to writing a book, because that's what helped me finish Flames. Was that I was like, I'm gonna take 2 weeks per chapter. Even if you got to do something like that, give yourself a week to finish a chapter, 2 weeks to finish a chapter, whatever feels like you're not putting too much pressure on yourself to the point that you find yourself not enjoying it or not wanting to do it. So
Right.
making sure you carve in that time and decide what that time looks like for you, and then stick to it. Don't let other things get in the way. Like literally stick to it.
I used to always tell my authors, at least like you said 2 hours. I used to always say at least do 1 hour. And a lot of them would be like, I got kids, I got this. Put your kids in the bed. You understand what I'm saying? Once they go to bed, if you really dedicate it and you really want that book out, you have to sacrifice an hour a day, 2 hours a day. You said, sacrifice to yourself, because and I call them making excuses. You understand what I'm saying? You making excuses. Go ahead.
Can I speak on that? We don't realize sometimes that we are the own procrastinator in our life, because you want to do this thing that can get you forward, but then, oh, I'm too tired. Oh, I'm lazy. Oh, I don't want to do this. And you don't realize that that is the enemy of procrastination creeping in on you. So you got to tell yourself, I don't care that I feel tired. Let me get up and start it. At least if you start it, and like, if you're really creative, once them juices started get going, like you don't even want to stop. You're ready to keep going.
Because I know I wrote my first book. Now I got like probably over 10 books. And I'm not just talking about, thank you. And I'm not just talking about all the authors that I helped and publish their books. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that is true. Because when I wrote my first book about my son, What Do a Mother Do? The Shaquille Williams story. When I first wrote that book, I was like, I thought it was going, first of all, I was shocked that I was writing a book. And then I thought that was going to be the last book. And then I was like, I got a hang of it. I like writing. You know, it's quietness. And let me ask you this. Oh, she have another question, but let me ask you this. Your writing skills. How do you write? Meaning, do it have to be in a quiet space? Do you drink a glass of wine when you writing? You understand what I'm saying? To get you in the mood. How do you
What is
start
my
your writing
atmosphere?
process?
I'm gonna say definitely in a quiet space. I'm not gonna say like it has to be soundproof quiet because I'm a mom. We learn how to get stuff done with the noise happening around us. But
Tune it out. We call it
we
tune it out.
learn that's a hardcore skill right there. But just a quiet space, a space where everything is off. No, I don't need wine. I don't need anything that's gonna like do anything to my brain. I don't need any of that. Just a nice space where me and my laptop can set up and I could lay out my papers and stuff and I could get going.
Right, right. She have another question for you, Naisha. Okay. Naisha, yeah, I just want everybody to know my woman's empowerment is May the 2nd. She's gonna be one of the speakers. Yay, Naisha.
Hey.
Okay, let me see her next question she had. How did you select the theme for your book?
How did I select the
Theme for your book?
the theme?
Yeah, the theme. Meaning, I don't know what you mean by that.
Like,
I don't
because
know
does
if she
she
talked
mean
about
like, because I don't know if she means like category or how did I decide what was going to happen in the story?
or the title. Naisha, put what you're talking about, please, in a comment. But anyway, it's good because when I write my book, I'll be so excited. And me, it gotta be quiet. Quiet. I don't even want to hear, like I hear the printer now. I don't even want to hear the printer moving. You understand what I'm saying? It has to be quiet. Oh, she said happens in the story, like the theme that happens in the story.
How did I decide what was going to happen in the story? So I'm going to be honest. Like I said, I've been wanting to do this since I was a teenager. I literally have composition notebooks because over the years I've been coming up with stories. So I have composition notebooks that have stories, characters, all that. So when I first decided I wanted to write, I went to the publisher, I went to my composition notebook and I was going through the stories, and something about the story of it being hard for someone who grew up without parental love to actually grow up and believe in love and think that they deserve love. Something about that just was like, that's the story, because I feel like so many people can relate to that, especially because some of us come from broken homes where we only had our mom, we didn't have our dad. You know, some of us only had a dad, no mom. Some of us was abandoned by both parents and was in a foster system with no parent. You know, some of us got left with our grandmother and she might not have really wanted the burden, but still kept us. And we felt that. So it's like Aaliyah and her being growing up, having love like that, and then trying to figure out, how does someone love me? How do I let them love? There's a lot of people who could relate to that, because there's a lot of people who our parents affect who we go out and get with, how we perceive love, how we give it, you know, how we internalize it. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that. And then it's hard. It's just hard because how do you keep your characters flowing? You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So that's where I feel like you need to completely lay out your story. So for me, this is how I laid out Flames, which helped me. When I say keep everything going from beginning to end, this kept everything going from beginning to end. And I have used this layout to make 3 other manuscripts, and they all flowed perfectly, like from beginning to end. So what I did was I wrote out 3 to 5 paragraphs, which I call the gist of your story. So you know how when you go and see a movie and you tell somebody what the movie is about, you're giving them a gist of the movie from like beginning to end. There may be stuff in between you didn't tell them, but you're giving them the main layout of that story. That's what I do in my 3 to 5 paragraphs. I'm giving you like beginning, middle, end of as much as I can in that paragraph. Then I take those paragraphs and I expand those into chapters. So you basically have everything you need in them 3 to 5 paragraphs to create chapters. And usually I'm always like 10. I don't know why, but I'm always starting with like 10 chapters. If it goes over, it does. But for some reason, my magic number is 10. So I will then spread that out into chapters. And then once you start spreading things out into chapters, you can kind of get deeper into each chapter as it leads to the end. And I like to treat my book like a Netflix series. You know how Netflix should be having like 10 episodes? Every episode from the beginning is leading you all the way to what's going to happen into the end. And in every episode, something important is happening that is leading you to the end. So that's how I treat my books. Like every chapter is important. Every chapter is connecting from the beginning all the way to the end. And in every chapter, there's a main event happening in every chapter that is getting us to the end.
And we calling it a page turner.
And you want that. You want people.
Yes.
You want people to stay interested, even in the very end. Even when they turn that page, you want them to be like, "Wait, this is it? It's done."
Yeah. That's good. Let me ask you a question. I just had a question for you. One second. I just had a question for you. But anyway, did you start doing upcoming events like to promote your books and stuff like that yet?
I do some author events around like Rhode Island, like, you know, the little author events they do like with Aria, stuff like that. Sometimes like there was a time I went out to Virginia and did an event out there. So I try to find author events where me and Flames can show up. Because right now I have to say Flames because Flames is like my published baby. In March, I can say 2 different names, but
I understand. Trust me, I understand. Now, let me ask you a question. I figure you are planning on being a writer for a while because this is going to be your second book that comes out, and you're going to write a 3rd book. Now, is this second book?
I do already have 2 other manuscripts already done. They just gotta be, they have to be edited.
Okay.
2003 Flames came out, and I know people are like, "Hey, it's been a while. What she's been doing?" But I've been writing 3 manuscripts. So Unbreakable, the one I'm about to come out with in March, that was one of the manuscripts, and then I have 2 other manuscripts that are already done.
Wow, that's good. Now, do you have a strong support system, like a team or somebody that supports you and say, "Go ahead, you can do that"? A support team.
I do. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I wish some things could be a little bit stronger, but I definitely do have people where I can go to and they'll encourage me. Or I even love the fact that I have some people where I could be like, "Hey, can you tell me how this name sounds? Can you read this for me and tell me how this sounds to you?" You know what I mean? Like getting that different perspective. Because like you said, our perspective isn't always the be all, you know?
Right. You got to have somebody else. You got to have another eye. That's possible. And a lot of people don't think that they need 2, 3 eyes. But as I say all the time, if it's 5 of us and we looking at that picture on the wall, it's one picture, but it's 5 of us. Every one of us going to have a different story to tell about that picture. It's not going to be the same because we view differently. And that's when I said, when it comes down to writing a book, you need 2 eyes. You need 3 eyes sometimes. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's good. Now, do you have a favorite author? Dead or alive?
No, not right now. To be honest, I don't have any favorite authors right now. Wow, that's crazy to say. I really don't have any favorite authors right now.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. No, it's not. No, it's not. You know, no, it's not.
Not that I don't like people's work. There's a lot of work that I like, but it's like right now, if you ask me that, there's no one that pops out that makes me say, "Yeah, we want to say them." So
Right, right. I get you. I understand. I understand. Now, what your second book? The name. Give me the title of, because I want to know this. The question I want to ask you. What do you want your readers to get out your second book?
So the whole point of why I did something so drastically different than Flames is because I wanted to do something meaningful. And I'm not saying that Flames wasn't meaningful, because my baby, she's meaningful in her own way, but I wanted to do something that was really meaningful for us as humans, as people, because I'm very empathetic, shall I say, and I'm just looking at this world and seeing so many people defeated, so many people feeling like their circumstances define them, so many people feeling like they're alone, because we're so afraid to be vulnerable about what we're going through, so that we can all see, hey, I'm not the only one in the room going through this. I'm not the only one trying to survive it. I'm not the only one. So Unbreakable is a book where it's like, look what I went through. And if I could go through this and you're going through this, you could make it. You are not the only one. Let's be vulnerable. Let's open up. Let's talk. Because when we do that, right, then we can learn to lean on other people and stop feeling so alone, so isolated, which leads to depression and all these other things, because we feel like we battling alone.
Right. And that's true. So, and that is so true what you just said. Now, do you believe in supporting other authors? And if so, how do you support them?
There's many ways to support people, and it's not always about dollars, because yes, you could buy a book. You could buy a book, you could buy a shirt, whatever. But speaking about people's books when you're around other people, posting their work, you know what I mean? Like sharing what they're doing, advocating them, like just showing up for them. There's many different ways you can support someone. And just because I'm an author, I highly believe in supporting other people's work, especially if your book was good. I will talk about your book to the hilt if your book was good. I don't care. Yes, I'm an author. I love my book too, but I love hers too. She does great work. Go check her out.
Right.
There's more than enough dollars for all of us to be authors and not be gatekeeping and being shady. And we don't have to do that.
Right. And we don't have to do that. But some of us do. Not me. I'm just saying. It's when I was looking for real. When I started off, like it's like a lot of authors, they wouldn't tell me like how to do this, what to do, like little things, that you should be helpful with and share. You know, like how to get into it. What do you do? You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people, I don't know why, but a lot of people don't.
I don't mind. The only thing I don't like is when people hit me up and they're like, hey, will you help me? And I'm always willing to help, but then they're not serious. And I'm like, you're hitting me up.
I don't like that.
Set time aside, and my time is valuable, you know? So don't hit me up if you are not serious, because I'm serious about helping you.
That's right. Amen to that, because that's what I don't like. You know, my time is precious. I'm just saying. Our time is precious. And for real, I have so many people, I want you to help me with the book. And I tell people, I'm putting 100% and I'm helping you. You have to put 200% because it's your book. You understand what I'm saying? Even though my name going to be on it, it's still your work. You have to give it 200%. And if you're not serious, stop calling me. You understand what I'm saying? Stop this trying to find out, because some people will call you, tell, oh, I'm going to sign with your publishing company. I'm going to do this. I want you to help me with the book, just to get information. Knowing doggone well, they ain't even going to help you. They don't want to sign with you. That I had that happen to me. You understand what I'm saying? So, but I don't mind helping people, but you got to be serious, because my time is precious. My time is precious.
Be serious with me with what you want. Like, if you only want me to help you with a service, say that. We can write a contract and I can just help you with that said thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, just tell me what you need and we'll figure out how we could work that into something. But
right. That is so true. Let me see. What would you tell your younger you?
Okay, I'm gonna say what I said before, and it would sound crazy to her if I told her this, but everything you're going through is gonna make you better. And she gonna look at me and say, is you tripping? You gotta be crazy. But everything you're going through is gonna make you better, and you are gonna be a version of yourself that none of these other versions are ever gonna be able to compete with.
Yes. So do you have a daily quote that you use every morning, every week to get yourself going?
Nah, you know what I say every day? Thank you,
What?
God. Thank you.
Mm,
Thank you. Thank you. That's it. Thank you.
wow. And we got to thank God because, we only thank God or pray to God when something bad going wrong in our life. And I think
You
that
know
is
what's
so.
crazy? I make it a mission every day when I wake up, every day when I open my eyes, the first thing I do
Mhm,
is talk to God. The first thing.
mhm.
First thing. For me, for my children, for my mom, we're all about to go out into this world separately. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? There's people not making it home at night. So
right.
I don't control everything, but my father do. And every day when I get up, the least I
Amen.
could do is ask the blood of Jesus to cover you in everything that you do. So
Mm, amen
that's
to that.
that's my morning when I wake up. That's the first thing I do.
Amen to that. Now, I know you got to go, so let me ask you. Let me see. I got two more questions for you. How important is promoting yourself? I'm not talking about depending on everybody to promote your work. I'm talking about you promoting your own work because everybody can't promote like you.
Yep. Number one, I'm going to say it's important to promote your own work because, to be honest, we live in a world where a lot of people who say they're your friends, they're not supporting you. They're not reposting your stuff. They're not buying your stuff. They're not out there like, hey, did you see my girl? Some people will hit you up and be like, hey, girl, I saw your post the other day, but how come I didn't see you like it? So you saw my post, scrolled past it, didn't like it, but you liked everybody else's post, but you're supposed to be my friend. You're supposed to
Right,
be happy about what it is I'm doing. So you
right.
have to support yourself because a lot of these people, I really find this saying true that strangers are ready and willing to support you quicker than the people that have been around you talking about they're ready to support you. They only want to
And
support you when the hard work is done and it's time to party. But when you was blood, sweating, and tearing, nobody. You was in the garden by yourself.
and we just talked about. I don't know if it was on my show or I was on the phone talking. A couple of days ago, I was talking about why do only strangers? You can't put your family down, but to me, and I'm saying this,
Go ahead, girl.
strangers
Go with it.
support you. Strangers support you more than your families do, and that's
Yep.
that's true.
And
That's
no, it
true.
is true. It's true. And you know when they show up mostly? When it's time to celebrate. When all the hard work is done. When you done birthed that baby and washed it off and now it looks beautiful. But when all the hard work was happening, baby, you was in the trenches by yourself. Like,
And when they think you got that money, they think you got it. That's when they show up. You understand what I'm saying?
I ain't that
Some
family
family members.
member. I ain't that family member. Because who is you? Where was you? Oh, okay. Okay. Security.
I know that's right. Security. But the last question, because since I can ask you this because you went through a publisher and you're doing it yourself. For new authors that probably watching right now, tell us the do's and the don'ts of writing or publishing a book.
Do's and don'ts. There are a lot of them. But I want to say number one, and this is very important, have a backbone. Do not be afraid to speak up for the things you want, how you want it, the way you want it, because this is your work. Your name is being put on it. And once it's put out into the world, people are viewing it, reading it, everything. So you have to be 100% happy with the work that you are putting out. Don't let people
Yep.
change it into their own. Don't let people make it into
Mm,
their own if that's not the vision that you had for it. Number two,
mm.
do not sign not one contract if you are not happy with what's in that contract because it is a legal binding contract. Once you put your name on that,
Amen.
you are legally saying you agree to that. So if there is
Yeah.
stuff in your contract that you are not happy with, open your mouth. Open your mouth, closed mouths don't get fed. Open your mouth, never be afraid
Amen.
to advocate. Do not be afraid to make these people feel like she don't play when it comes to business because people will
Right.
play on your head if you let them. So
Mm.
be 100% on that. If you ain't happy, don't put that ink to that paper. Do your due
Amen.
diligence. 3, do your due diligence for research. Just because somebody says they're a publisher, they're this, they're that. If you know nothing about the game, your job is to educate yourself on the game as much as you can. Don't just sit
Yes.
back and let everyone do the work. Be involved. That way you know exactly what's supposed to happen, how it's supposed to happen. You begin to know if someone's taking advantage of you or not because you know the game plan. So don't just sit back with your hands up. Hey, I got a team. Let me just sit back. No, get up in there. Get up in there like swimwear. Get up in there.
Wait, I like that. Get up in there like swimwear.
Get up in there.
So before I let you go, let me just, I know that I said this was the last one.
No, go ahead, girl. You fine.
Because now I got so many questions. I wanted to know, would you ever use a ghostwriter?
I would not. Simply because I love my authenticity. I love the fact that if that book came out, I could say that I did that. That when I flipped through them pages, that I did that. I don't got to give nobody else credit because I did that. And I feel like I like being able to get my work out onto a page, not somebody else's work. Now, would I ghostwrite for somebody? Yes, I would. I would ghostwrite for somebody. I would do that, but ghostwriting for me, probably not.
Okay, how do you feel? I have so many people want to be writers, but don't know where to start from. Want to do this. It don't even have to be about writing. It can be about anything. What would you tell someone about giving up on their dreams?
If you're gonna give up, did you even want it? Like, if you're gonna give up that easy, did you even want it? Like, you can't give up. Not everything's gonna be easy. Some things are gonna be hard, and most things in life that you want that are worth getting, they're not always easy. They're hard.
Right.
You listen. You still in that relationship that you should have left 5 years ago, right? Then get to writing. Come on, you stuck with that, right? So come on, get to get. If you can stick with that, you can find something else to stick with.
True. Wow, I didn't even think about that. Now, that's so true, y'all. That's true. That's true. Okay, is she going to be at Yana 25? That's my event. No, she's not going to be at Yana 25. My Women's Empowerment. Remember, I just said it's coming up.
Well, when is your event?
It's May the 2nd.
Wait, where are you located?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm in Rhode Island. If I was closer, you'd have had me. Because I've been looking for more women empowerment events to go to. So you really would have had me.
Oh, okay. No problem. And the last thing. Okay, 1 second. Then I'm gonna let you go. If anybody want to reach out to, could you get them all your social, everything, so they can reach out to you?
Yep. So my direct website is www.shawniecewrites.com. On there, you can get my book. You can look at stuff that I'm doing, whether it be media-wise, podcasts, all that kind of good stuff. Facebook, Shawniece Hall. Simple. I have a Shawniece Writes profile on Facebook as well, but I'm more active on my Shawniece Hall. My Instagram is Shawniece Writes. My TikTok is Nisi101. And that's all I really have for social media. I know we're in a social media era, but sometimes I be like, social media is so daunting. Like,
oh, so that's it.
Those are my socials. I'm only on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok.
Okay. I want to thank you so much, Shawniece, for being on my show. Do come back when that book is out. Do come back. Go, you know where to go at and do the what you call that? The scheduling. Go schedule, because I want to be the first to talk to you about that book. So
I'm gonna keep you in mind for that. I'm good with that. I'm gonna keep you in mind that you said you want to be first. So I'm gonna let Dom know she said first, number one.
That's right. I want to be first. I want you to come on here and tell everybody about that book. You understand what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And we're going to chit chat. And I just want to thank you in your last words. Do you have the last words to say to the audience?
So I kept on hearing you say a lot tonight that you keep on getting a lot of people saying that they want to write and they don't know where to begin. Begin. You guys keep saying you don't know where to begin. begin. Did you see J.K. Rowling? She had boxes before she became with Harry Potter and all these stories. She had boxes of stories. So begin, y'all. Begin. You could do it.
That's right. Yeah, Amen. You can do anything you put your mind to. And again, Shawniece, thank you for joining Let's Talk to Podcast. And Shawniece, go follow me on YouTube. Follow me at Let's Talk to.
I did follow you on YouTube. I did follow you. Yes, I subscribed.
Thank you, Shawniece. We're going to keep in touch. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your evening, okay?
You too, yes.
All right, thank you. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight on Let's Talk to Podcast. See y'all soon. And don't forget, go to my YouTube channel at Let's Talk to Podcast. Please subscribe. It's free. It don't hurt to subscribe. It's free. So thank y'all again for tuning in, and bye now. See y'all.
Welcome to Let's Talk to Podcast, hosted by author Charnel Williams. Are you ready to spend some time